Um, you're getting this late into the draft and Gyrocopter is still available, so you pick it up for what is turning out to be a ton of area control for paiN Gaming. And it might make it difficult for the Shadow Demon to step up into these fights.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
For FURIA, sure they still need their carry. I think that they're going to go for probably another support here. Unless they really want to go ham with the Shadow Demon Leshrac support combo. Which wouldn't be a bad thing as squishy as some of paiN Gaming's heroes are. But right now I do have to like paiN Gaming's lineup a little bit more. Ooh, a Terrorblade. Okay, so they're really buying into the illusion spam of the Shadow Demon. It's not as strong as it once was, but if you get more ranged metamorphosed Terrorblades hitting the enemy, that's not a bad thing, but you're picking that into Gyro. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Terrorblade could get abused a bit in lane.
5 seconds
He really needs both supports to be there. Or at least the Shadow Demon really doing a good job of harassing. paiN Gaming ban out the Enchantress. I don't know how I feel about this. It makes their draft a little less aggressive because you're going to need that Terrorblade to be farming quite a bit at some point. Morphling banned away. That's a pretty easy ban once the Terrorblade's been picked up. So paiN Gaming could go a couple ways with this last pick. So they'll wait for FURIA to pick up either a support or a mid. I don't know. I think they might go with a support. But leaving that for last pick is a little bit strange, so if they're going to pick the Terrorblade in the 4th position, this is probably going to be a mid pickup that's going to be last. I don't really see a reason to show the Terrorblade before you have to. In this draft, I don't think it would get banned out. But it's a Death Prophet. That's the strange thing. Like, Death Prophet, it's been played... Who was it? It wasn't No Ping. It was Unknown. Unknown played a lot of support Death Prophet. I don't think that FURIA are going to do that, but they could. But in terms of taking early towers, this is a really good lineup for you. You get a Death Prophet Exorcism, Leshrac has a Diabolic Edict, and paiN Gaming, their wave clear is admittedly pretty good. You have Illuminate, you have Flat Cannon. You've got the Bramble Patch. So their tower defense is alright, and Abaddon can still run around. I don't know. I really like paiN Gaming's draft, but there's always that chance that FURIA starts out with some early aggression and wins the game from there. paiN Gaming can go a lot of ways with this last pick. You could put Gyrocopter mid. I don't know if you want to do that against a DP or a Leshrac, really. And it's an Arc Warden. Wow, a lot of interesting picks with this draft. So they're going Gyrocopter to mid, Death Prophet in mid. That's going to be your matchup there. Tavo, of course, on the Pango. This is really interesting. I still have to say that paiN Gaming, I like paiN Gaming's lineup a little bit more. You can get a ton of stacks off with the Keeper the Light. Abaddon, just a strong hero that allows your damage dealers and your spammers to get off a lot more abilities. It's an interesting set for Terrorblade. But there's always that possibility for FURIA to take some big advantages right off the bat. So paiN Gaming, they still have some execution that they need to do here. But I would say that overall the game is a little bit easier for them once you get to a certain point. It's sort of, the game sort of becomes take care of the Terrorblade and then you're done. Maybe the Death Prophet a little bit if she gets some good farm. But we are ready to get into game number 1 of our best of 3 series. This is the lower bracket final between FURIA and paiN Gaming. The winner of which will go up against No Ping Esports in the grand final. That will be a best of 5, and that will be played directly after this series. So here we go into the game. We are. And make sure I'm using the right mouse. As the teams pause the game so that I'm able to get all my stuff together. I don't know, I could probably sit here all day and look at this llama. It's very cute. Probably, no, look over here. No. Hey. It's a really nice llama. Oh my gosh, look at its face. It's like going on. Dang. That's a great courier. Anyway. I don't know why we need to see hero level. But we're getting into the game. We got Gyrocopter in the top lane, 4 heroes bottom for FURIA. paiN Gaming, they have 3. We've got HFN in the mid lane.
30 seconds to battle.
And Gyrocopter's getting... Well, actually, Tavo's getting a little bit adventurous. He's going on a journey. It's very deep. He's cutting a ton of trees. I guess he's going to go for the creep pool at top. Meanwhile, bottom, aggression from FURIA. This might be FURIA taking 3 of the runes, but Wellis is the one to start. There's going to be the disruption there, and Coddle of the Light secures the bounty rune. But it's still going to be paiN taking 3. This driver picked up both top. As soon as they see 4 heroes show themselves over there, I don't know if it was 4, but they did show a ton. Gyrocopter knows that he can go ahead and pick up the other bounty rune at top. So it goes 3 for 1 in favor of paiN, and already there's a less than 1k gold lead in favor of paiN Gaming. This game is pretty much over. Murdoch already getting spammed out. They did indeed send the Arc Ward into mid. Bottom, they are harassing out Wellis a little bit. Bushshark isn't close enough to be able to hit the combo after the disruption. And meanwhile, at top, Dark Willow is trying to keep control of her creep wave here, but Tavo will run away and keep running. The Bramble Patch goes down. They're trying to secure the first blood. The missile's going to go through, and with as low as Tavo is, he is going to die from this missile. That's your first blood. Meanwhile, bottom, Wellis is leading the Radiant side on a merry chase, and he'll fall as well, but not before his team has already secured the first blood. It would have been so sad for me. Ooh, Murdoch in some trouble. That Wraith is going to chase him down. Spark Wraith in trouble, and with the Flux still on him, HFN secures a kill on mid as well. This is paiN Gaming looking so much better than they were yesterday. They kind of... Yesterday was a tough day. They played against... NoPing Esports to start. The series went 2-1 in favor of NoPing, and I don't know, it was really unfortunate. paiN looked like they had the tools to be able to win the series. Looking for the split earth, and there it is. After the aphotic shield comes out, nice bait from Heiko. I like how he was faking out. He knew that the haste rune gave him the movement speed that he needed to stay in position for NR splitter, and he just stays patient, waiting for the aphotic shield to come out so they can get the full stun duration. That's some really smart play. So yeah, yesterday was a bit of a tough day for paiN Gaming. They dropped down the first round, and FURIA could not capitalize on going up against NoPing Esports. Ooh, nice little dodge by Zealous. It's tough to play against the Metamorphist terribly, but they still forced that out at level 2. But the series against Incubus was pretty easy for them. They had a very long time to sort of refocus after that first series because NoPing FURIA took a very long time. Cool. Into the Ancients. Diabolic Edict to go through. 444 won't take a lot of damage from it, but it will hurt a bit, and he's juking through the trees. Good jukes there. Meanwhile, bottom, well, it's getting low, but Coddle, he knows exactly where Heiko, like Heiko is, there is a lot of vision right here. Unfortunately, there's nothing that Coddle can do about it. He's just a creepy old man with a flashlight, and he's not going to do anything here. He also doesn't have Illuminate. Tavo going for the pull once again. The Bramble Patch actually catching on the medium camp there. So it makes life a little bit more difficult for the Dark Willow. Chasing down Tavo. Nice double damage rune spawn for HFN. Gets another Wraith Band. And in this mid lane, the CS is even. But there is a slight advantage for Arc Warden at level 5 to Death Prophet's 4. TP over to the Shrine for the Leshrac. The Alcor moving back. They're swashbuckling forward, but the Bramble Patch has been placed down. Split Earth stun. Topo waiting, but he still gets hit by that Bramble. Now, are they going to be able to chase this down? 5 seconds on the swashbuckle. But the... Wow. That's a juke and a half right there. Now they've got a missile to go through. Stun hitting. Bramble Patch is there. With the Rocket Barrage, they clean up Leshrac. We go 2-2 Bounty Rune split. It's been a relatively quiet game though. There's a slight advantage for the Abaddon over Tavo's Pango, who has not been able to farm too well at all up here. Most likely because he hasn't been getting a ton of support help, but he's also been spending a lot of his time trying to get some levels, so I mean, he's at level 3 to Gyro's 5. That's probably not him actually fulfilling his goal here. He's gotten to 9 last hits. He's just spent so much time going for that Blinding Light to the low ground. That probably just makes life easier for Heiko. Split Earth goes down. HFN in some trouble. There's nothing that the Alcor can do, and the Alcor in some trouble as well. Double kill for Murdoch. He is thirsty for 3, but the Coddle won't sate his appetite. He's also gone for the early level into an Exorcism at 6. Even though it wasn't going to be useful in that gank. Lots of wards placed down for the Radiant side on mid. There's a ton of vision there. And I think they... No, I'm not sure if they're aware of this rotate into the jungle. It's just the Coddle. What is a Coddle going to do? What is doing Horse Dude? Llama Courier gets over the top. Gives a phase boost to the Gyrocopter. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter. There's the disruption into the Earth Splitter with a Diabolic Edict on top. The Swashbuckle that does basically nothing, but it doesn't really matter. 40R still in a ton of trouble, and the Leshrac finishes off the kill. A support TP to top. Murdoch is there for the emotional support, but really with the Gyrocopter being dead, they most likely want to push this with the Diabolic Edict and Exorcism. So FURIA really want to get started in taking control over this game. And we'll start the push on top, but Heiko's not even there. So they're just using the Exorcism on this now, which makes it not as effective. I think Leshrac is like, why did you come to this lane? We were already fine up here. Flat Cannon will take care of the creep wave. Swashbuckle to get the range creep. But this seems like a waste now. If you're pushing with the Leshrac, maybe you have to deal with the Abaddon pushing on bottom, but he's probably not going to take a tower by himself, so why rotate the Leshrac off the lane? With Murdoch getting there as late as he did, I can only imagine that they just wanted to push the tower down, but it doesn't seem like they were on the same page. If I can't have you, no one will. Taking a look at the net worth early, 40R at the top of it. He's building into an Aghanim Scepter first. And Arc Warden will have his Aghanim Scepter soon. Well, I don't know if he'll have an Aghanim Scepter at all. He's looking on a Hand of Midas. He might get an Ags at some point. Creates a random rune in front of you. Man, it's been a minute. The track taken really low, getting some regen to keep him on the map. RDO is in mid. I don't know if Dark Will has been spied out, but there's a ton of vision around the mid lane. Maybe they want to go to bottom. Murdoch doesn't have a TP scroll. Lesh. Okay, Shadow Demon is the one person that could come help. The other one is the Terrorblade. You don't see the Death Prophet there. That's the most perfect one creep pull ever. And now we have all these stacks for the Gyrocopter to farm. Very typical. You get Coddle to stack, you get Gyrocopter to farm, and this Aghanim Scepter will be a lot faster for this Gyrocopter. Nearing 10 minutes. We'll have Rune spawning in just a second. Just 8 seconds to be exact. Duster moves forward. He'll get hit in the face with an Illuminate, and the Bramble Patch forces him away. They're still going to get the missile there. They were chasing after the Shadow Demon, so it wasn't going to be the best kill. Maybe they got a little bit excited with the call down. Could have waited a second or more for the Bramble Patch to actually hit, but because it wasn't in the best position, they don't kill the Shadow Demon, and his team doesn't have to do anything to save him. He just walks away. Midas completed for Arc Warden. For RDO, he'll be going the Manta style route. You still have Abaddon pushing down bottom, so with him going for this, Radiant are like, alright, well, we really need to kill top, which they do. With an Exorcism and a Diabolic Edict. Lots of cooldowns used for it. Meanwhile, in mid, Terrorblade in some trouble, but paiN Gaming will play this one safe and back away. With the Metamorphosis used and the Sunder available, that's going to be a difficult kill to take. Exorcism still going on for a little bit longer. Illuminate takes care of some of the pushing power of the Radiant side. They still have to be careful. They're not getting slowed down. That's the Bramble Patch to fall as well. And there's the Will-O-the-Wisp. Blinding Light knocks the Shadow Demon back into it. Murdoch will easily fall after this, and they're looking for more. Heiko falls on the mid lane as well. That's 3 dead. Double kill for the Gyrocopter. That's a massacre. FURIA clearly fighting off more than they can chew here, and Looks like they choked on it as well. paiN Gaming, with a big fight in the mid lane, will find the tier 1 tower off of this, or should. Swashbuckle taking care of some of the creep wave, but these guys push so quickly with the Arc Ward impact there that this tower is not long for this world. But he has the Midas off cooldown. He has the Midas off cooldown. Everybody's getting triggered right now, HFN. You have to use that Midas. You have to use that Midas. There we go. All right, now we're safe. Tempest double Midas gold, easy. Okay, Duster. I think they absolutely know about that ward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Diabolic Edict finishes off the tier 1 tower on the Dire side.
Middle tower has
Another Exorcism up in 34 seconds. Why am I up here? I don't know. Disruption onto Lelis, but that's an Abaddon. They don't really have a great chance of killing him. Especially with the tier 2 tower up. So paiN Gaming realized that this is going to take a while. He still hasn't skilled up the borrowed time, which he doesn't have to. Another aphotic shield. They could have fought there if they wanted to and let the Abaddon take the borrowed time, but they decide to hold on to that for now. Gyrocopter is very quickly getting his Midas, or his Aghanim Scepter. Why am I switching those two up? It's disgusting. Right, they haven't dewarded the observer that was placed yet. So in a little bit, paiN are going to lose access to that camp, and Kato doesn't have any sentry wards remaining. There is a lonely Dark Willow inside the Radiant Jungle. I don't think she minds at all. Just a little 2k gold lead for paiN Gaming at this point. Tavo getting a Maelstrom soon, but maybe he wants to upgrade his magic stick first. A little bit surprised that he hasn't gotten there. Death Prophet, more survivability, going for Aghanim Scepter. And HFN will have a fairly quick Maelstrom. So right now, I would say that paiN Gaming are controlling the tempo, but FURIA have at least made sure that they're getting the appropriate trades. They have some great vision on the map right now, because they realize that Gyrocopter, his goal is to farm for up until about the 25-minute mark. He'll get his Maelstrom most likely, but he's going for BKB first. Already has the Aghanim Scepter. Maelstrom now completed for Arc Warden. Tavo may get found at bottom. There's the call down to come through, and the Will of the Wisp. He tries to roll over to the side, but he's been Resident Sleepered. So get the gank onto Tavo, and this Tango is not very rich at all. He's getting heavily beat out by the Abaddon, who's now ahead of the Death Prophet. Well, FURIA might be going for something similar. Heiko and Duster show on top. Couriers there as well. That's just a vanilla courier. And I think the Dark Willow, well, it's found the Dark Willow. She will go into the Shadow Realm and TP away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And she's fine. It's definitely been trying to get as much as possible out of this hero. Getting some side pushing done. Tavo swashbuckles forward. Doesn't do anything really, just pushes out the creep wave a little bit. Eating a Diabolic Edict. But now your creep wave's all gone. What are you going to do then? Everybody runs away. Track rather poor. Duster makes more copies of himself for some scouting purposes. See Lelis in the high ground. We still got the Dark Willow farming up for a Eul's Scepter. So right now both the teams are being rather passive, but they're going for some farm. Arc Warden has to use his Midas once again. There we go. And looks like it's going to be a Mjolnir soon for him. Gyrocopter wants in on this farm. We're going to do some team farming. That gives the Arc Warrior enough for the Hyperstone. And Lelis, after the completion of his Vladimir's offering, has gone for the Medallion of Courage on the way to the Solar Crest. Ooh, Lelis found. But again, that's not really who you want to find on the Dire side. It's difficult to do things off of that. Dewarding of the high ground. Furia take control here, and they want to take this tier 2 tower, looking to trade for bottom, which is where the Gyrocopter is right now, but the creep wave has run out, giving 4DR the tower kill long before Furia can take it top. Eventually they will, but we're still tower trading. Neither side really willing to give up much of an advantage right now, playing very safe. Very smart Dota. Good support play, moving the creeps over to the side there. Paying the tax of getting the large creep last hit, because that's how it goes. And we continue with this game. Haven't seen a whole lot of smokes either. Midas used, there's your Mjolnir, and now HFN goes for the Boots of Travel. Down bottom. Gyrocopter starts up, Abaddon gets gone on, but again, that's not a hero you're going to be able to do a whole lot against. Lelis gets even closer to his Solar Crest. For Leshrac, it will be an Aether Lens for him. We've got Tavo, who's completed his Maelstrom. Death Prophet getting a bit more survivable. Just going for a naked point booster for now. I don't know if he's going to really finish off the... I did see that going on, but I wanted to look at the Death Prophet a little bit more. 20 minutes. More bounty runes, and Fury's been chased into their base already. Yeah, I guess she's not going to finish off the... okay, maybe she is. She was just thinking about going for something else. Finally, a tower that will not be traded top. Dire side will take a tier 1 tower there. It's not been traded on the other side. Wraith has been cleared out by Shadow Demon Illusion. I'll keep running. Either team really wants to put themselves in a bad situation. Invisrune and the wards scouting out Heiko in mid. But still, everybody wants to farm. Gyrocopter now has his BKB. This game is basically PvE for a while. Boots of Travel completed for Arc Warden. Dark Willow finds Heiko. Is going for the solo kill. Not anymore. Was thinking about it, but it would have taken him pretty deep into the Radiant side. So from this point, I assume that paiN Gaming just assumed control of all of the lanes. Keeping the Arc Warden pushing out. Spark Wraith placed behind RDO. 444 to the high ground. And he may want to be careful. Disruption's there. But meanwhile, Arc Warden's chasing the other heroes away, so Coddle will stay alive there. So what's this Terrorblade gotten up to? He is pretty solidly behind the Gyrocopter, about 2,000 gold, which means that he doesn't have his BKB completed. It's basically the difference. So it's a slight timing for paiN Gaming, but they still seem unwilling to press their small advantage. Gyrocopter perfectly okay with farming. He'll be getting a Satanic next. Arc Warden is saving up for a new car. Pretty quiet game for the most part. paiN Gaming, they've accrued an 11k gold lead. Death Prophet and Pango falling behind quite a bit. And paiN don't seem too afraid at all. They go into the Roshan pit. And this goes down so quickly. We're gonna pause. Hey, are you in Roche? Hey guys. While we're paused, are you in Roche? Magnetic Field just makes us go so quickly with an Abaddon as well. I don't know if FURIA even are aware that this is going so quickly. They do have some vision outside the pit, but I think that paiN Gaming smoked in here. Okay, we're ready to keep going. paiN Gaming finished Roche. FURIA like, did you know that was happening? I didn't know that was happening. paiN Gaming up to the high ground. They're being a little bit strange. Silence gets used. Abaddon into the fight, but the Terrorize already there. Now they're going after Duster. Duster is so very dead right now. Black Cannon hurting so much. Now looking for the kill onto the Dark Willow, but she gets the Shadow Realm off, going after the Abaddon, but the Will-O-the-Wisp is there, and it's creating the space that they need. Miss out to the backlines. Leshrac stays alive. The Dark Willow did fall in the middle of all of that, but that's your 10-second BKB used on the Terrorblade. BKB not available on Gyro. It's down for 40 seconds. He throws out another missile, which gets taken down immediately. paiN Gaming, they're a little bit casual right now, but they are pretty fine. Let's share the race with each other. It'll be a lot more fun that way. There's also a shrine here. HFN moving up. That's just the Arc double. But he's going to go for the kill onto Heiko, who just nearly dies to that. They still want to go. Gyrocopter going forward has been silenced. There's the Exorcism. They need to blow up this Death Prophet, and she's got no survivability, so she is in so much trouble, and she dies. paiN Gaming moving forward through the jungle as HFN takes down 2 as well. That's his double. That's them going for the tier 2 tower. This is paiN Gaming being pretty clinical. It was quiet for about 10 minutes, but they've picked up enough items to be like, you know what? I think we're a little bit tired of playing here. We have our Satanic completed on Gyrocopter, I think. He must have lost a lot of gold somewhere if he doesn't have it yet. Maybe someone's holding it and not giving it to him. In any case, paiN Gaming going in through the base, taking the tier 3 tower down. HFN getting a little bit lower. Arc Warrior in the middle of everything. That would be the Aegis if he falls, which he does. Aryu could get a very easy Sunder, but Abaddon wants to go forward. The Sunder, as soon as he comes back, HFN in trouble. He's going to try to get out, staying alive, and now Ardio, without the Sunder, he's got to be careful. Stun about to go through. Swashbuckle trying to keep these heroes out, but it's an Abaddon on the front lines, and they're all fine. HFN still has to be careful, but they're looking to get their first set of racks down. paiN Gaming might have this, still have to be careful. Ardio wants to go forward. Manta Style available, good stun onto Abaddon, no borrow time is there, but the Will-O-the-Wisp is going to be able to help out, and Ardio is so low, he's dead. Buyback available, going after Heiko, he'll fall as well. Buyback available as well, but 35 seconds on the sidelines. He might not want to use it because his first set of racks is already dead. HFN doesn't want to leave. Wants to look for more kills. Full set of racks at 26 minutes. Here just they just didn't have the execution in that last fight. It looked like they were getting picked off all over the place, getting themselves into a bad situation, getting themselves into the Saving Private Ryan syndrome. And paiN Gaming, they had all the tools that they needed for that push. There was not really anything that FURIA could do about it after you lose those first couple of heroes. What happened with Gyro? He's going Butterfly instead of the Satanic. Oh, he got a Maelstrom. That's what was going on. Well, it's okay. Eventually the caster will wake up. 22k gold lead for paiN Gaming. And the difference between them and No Ping Esports is that they are clinical. They know how to use that advantage and make it so that there is no chance for FURIA to come back into this game. 40R with the Rocket Barrage in mid, he's showing himself here. The rest of his team's going for the Shrine at bottom, which FURIA know about, but they're going to balk at the opportunity to go for a fight against paiN Gaming because they know that they only have 2 buybacks up right now. It's just the Death Prophet and the Terrorblade. Terrorblade's not looking very strong at all either. So we'll go through. Rocket Barrage onto the Illusion. Thinking about going on to 40R. Trying to get the disruption there. Illuminate takes care of the creep wave, and they immediately go for the tower with the magnetic field, making this a very safe play for them. Abaddon to the high ground, going after the Shadow Demon. Split Earth is there, but the call down goes on the back side. Terrorize will force everybody back. Oh my gosh, the damage from RDO. You've got to be careful. Dark Willow. And she will. Force Staff to get the Gyrocopter out of trouble, and paiN Gaming have the disengage that they need. Tier 2 tower falls, no outer towers remaining for FURIA now, 25k gold lead, 7 to 16. I can say a lot of numbers. I hope you're all proud of my number saying ability. We're running into an interesting situation. BKB from this Arc Warden double, as BKB also used by 40R. This Arc double is doing so much work. A stun goes through onto Murdoch. He's got no way of being able to survive it. He's got no Yule Scepter, and some might call that a pretty bad decision not to have that survivability. He just went for the Hood of Defiance, thinking that would be enough, and an Aghanim Scepter. And in this game, it just didn't seem like it. Didn't seem good at all. Maybe if his team was a little bit further ahead, but you know, the Death Prophet kind of got lulled into that false sense of security. Didn't think that there was going to be any reason to go for a Yule Scepter in this game, or maybe thought that the Shadow Demon was going to be enough to help save her in these situations. But unfortunately, that was not the case. paiN Gaming clear up the last remaining set of racks at bottom. RDO walks in, gets the reflection, and everybody starts to hurt a little bit more from themselves. 40R walks in, will fall. That's a nice kill for FURIA to get, and Tavo might pay for this. Shadow Blade, and a couple hits. HFN gets it, that's a GG. Game number 1 going to paiN Gaming in pretty emphatic fashion, but they still have to clear up the rest of the series. FURIA, they do have some tools at their disposal, but they can't let a game go like that. They need a better draft. They need to focus on a little bit more than just farming Private Terrorblade and actually having more to play for in this game. I think a little bit of the problem here was some itemization and a lack of taking advantage of the fact that they could push towers down really quickly, and all they did were 2 trades. I think they can play much better than that, and I'm sure that they will figure things out for game number 2, which we are going to be going over to right now. So we'll take a quick break and get ready for the next game. It will be paiN Gaming right now with the advantage over FURIA.